Just days after a tragic accident claimed the lives of two sisters, a family continues to cope with the loss and unanswered questions. CBS 4's Abril Preciado exclusively spoke to the family. And Abril, what did they tell you?
Maribel, I spoke to the Santos family and they tell me that these last 5 days have been some of the hardest in their lives. One of the relatives I spoke to says his partner of 40 years was taken away too soon.
It was an unfortunate thing that we still don't believe it.
That's what the Santos family says as they mourn for the loss of 59-year-old Ana Maria Santos Hernandez and her 63-year-old sister, Felipa Santos Hernandez, both of whom the family considers the two most valuable women in their lives. He says, "We lived happily. I loved her so much." The women were killed following a traffic accident on Wednesday night. According to the family, the two sisters were walking towards a local restaurant when they were struck by a car. According to police, the two women crossed the middle of the street and were struck by the car in this section of the road. Looking back, Ana Maria's husband, Alfredo Estrada, says he had a bad feeling that night. I arrived home and my wife wasn't there. My granddaughter was outside and I asked her, "Where's your grandma?" And she told me she went to buy some tacos, but I felt like she might have been ran over because I heard the ambulance. Upon hearing the news, Estrada made his way to the scene, but was unable to see if his wife was involved in the accident. It wasn't until later that his family learned both were killed. Now, not only is the Santos family dealing with the loss of the sisters, but also they feel that their questions are going unanswered. He says no information was given to him or his family, and all he asks authorities to do is to tell him what happened.
A vehicle that was traveling westbound on FM 802 struck the two pedestrians that were crossing at a non-designated area.
Officer Treviño says there were several factors that could have played a role in this accident: low lighting in the area and crossing in a non-designated area. The driver has been identified to be a 16-year-old male and no arrests have been made.
It's still under investigation, obviously, but at this point there was no charges filed.
As the investigation continues, the family prepares for the funeral of the two women, hoping justice can be made. Officer Treviño says the police department is still waiting on the autopsy results to help with this ongoing investigation. In the studio with complete Valley coverage, Abril Preciado, CBS 4 Valley at 6.